There I am. There we are. Cheers and salutations. Let me get some light on this. I am recording these live and releasing them at least 3 days after the fact so that I can't have people trolling on my gameplay. It's a clever little trick. Okay, so we're going to get this tab up and running. Cheers and salutations. It is right about 10:30. I started this game last night about 12 hours ago. This is where we stand right now. I'm in Texas. Y'all are seeing all of this as I am seeing this. Let's get me out of the way and see more of the screen. All right, so we've consolidated almost all of Oklahoma. I've almost taken Oklahoma City here. My infantry has 10 hit points. Their National Guard has 7. That should be nice and tidy and cleaned up very soon. Arkansas is just about wrapped up, it looks, as well. They're at 8.9. We are at 12, so that battle just started. We have not moved into Louisiana yet. And rid of that. Cheers, Raptor. And I am consolidating the rest of New Mexico as well. We've got 20 notifications over here on our tab. This just tells us stuff that's been going on. Like we started fighting in Little Rock. We started fighting in Oklahoma City. Conquered territory, conquered territory, conquered territory. Defeated Albuquerque. We own Albuquerque now. And Ashton Huggins, that's one of these guys. Okay, so check out Albuquerque. Albuquerque here, their morale is 25%. That puts them at a high risk of revolt. They are revolting. Their chance of insurgency is 24%, even with the garrison waiting in here. So what I'll do with this garrison waiting in Albuquerque is I'm going to move one of these units out. So what happens if an insurgency starts, they put it down and puts an end to that crap pretty quick. But I'm going to move units over here to Louisiana so that we are ready to pretty much just overrun that country. They are fighting over here in Mississippi. As you can see, they've taken Jackson. This is Louisiana. They've taken Jackson. They're moving their way into Mississippi. I'll pretty much just sweep through here. As soon as I get some reinforcements that come up that should be coming in, look at that, 6 hours and 32 minutes. So that'll be nice. I get the reinforcements. I will begin the invasion of Louisiana. I'll look. Oh, looky there. Kansas has gotten a little cheeky on us and taken one of the provinces out of Oklahoma. So I will. Part of the strategy is debating whether or not I want to move up along the Mississippi through the Central Plains here, or if I just want to go and storm southeast. I think I kind of want to stop at Mississippi and then just kind of move my way up through the Mississippi and Missouri River valleys. Have not decided on that quite yet. But this episode 2 is it's just a fairly short update. It's just basically checking in to see what's happening right now. There's not a lot I can do. I put in all the orders of things that I want to do. I have to wait 6 more hours for my builds to finish. I have some research that is still pending on that howitzer. I need to probably see if I've got research that I can do. I can't afford the research for the air superiority fighter. I can't afford research for the attack helicopter. There's not a whole lot at this stage of the game. So the initial stages of the game right now, pretty much all that I can do is attack Louisiana. I have had a few countries reach out to me since I am the highest ranked player on the map, and I am in Texas. I've had a couple of players reach out to me. I have not forged any coalitions yet. I don't think any. Yep, we do have a coalition formed. Yucatan has formed a coalition, and they have 2 members. Who is in the coalition with Yucatan? Let's see. British Columbia and Yucatan. Very interesting. Let's check out BC real quick while we're on the map. BC is a check out their info. Rank 3, so this isn't his first game, likely. Very interesting. Okay. And then one more time with Yucatan. Where is the, flip it this way, Yucatan. Some more information about this guy. a rank 2. Okay. And if we recall, we have Washington, which is a beefy boy. They are rank 24. Idaho. Ooh, Idaho has swept down and taken on a good chunk of Oregon. Interesting, because that's usually where Washington goes to. So that's going to block Washington into going against British Columbia. That is interesting. So Idaho's rank, they haven't formed a coalition yet. Idaho is a rank 10. That tells me that Idaho and Washington are not working together. And then California has already pushed into Nevada, taken Carson. Nope, has not taken Carson City, but has taken the province next to Carson City. Um, they've moved into Arizona. No, they have not quite moved into Arizona. Where are you at? California. Okay, they have not crossed into Arizona yet. They have taken Baja. They have pushed into Baja. They have not pushed into Chihuahua. California is the next highest ranked player on the map. Show me info. There you go. So Washington, California, and Iowa. But that tells me that Iowa, this little maneuver right here in Oregon tells me that Idaho and Washington are not working together. California has moved up into Oregon as well, which means Washington and California may not be working together. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out over on the West. If it's just one, if it ends up being a 1v1, I don't mean 1v1. If it just means this is one single person coalition over here on the West Coast, or one single person operating on the West Coast, and I have free reign here in the middle without anybody else working against me. Iowa, I think, is the next highest ranked player. I don't want to discount these other guys, because when you start the game, you start with gold. You can spend money to improve your economy, to buy troops, to improve your economy so that you can buy troops. Each one of these um, each one of these resources up here, you can buy 4,000 of them for 2,000. Oh shit! I just bought some. Didn't want to do that. Anyway, you can buy them for 2,300 gold. That was an accident. Anyway, you can buy that. You can buy those resources like I just did. I didn't need them, but now I have them, and you can do that. I think you can even do it with people. Yeah, you can buy. You can buy all the resources. Can I buy manpower? Is that possible? Uh, yeah, you can buy cash. You can buy manpower. You can buy electronics. You can buy all these things with the gold resources that you have, and it's part of the game. It's legit. And I've actually played against players. I've been. It was a game that I played. I was down in Guatemala. No, not Guatemala. I was Nicaragua, and I was moving my way up, and I came to blows against Yucatan, and I had taken almost all the territory of Yucatan. He was down to just a handful of provinces and one city, and I had controlled pretty much everything. He had moved most of his army offshore and then moved it back. And when he moved it back, he had bought a bunch of tanks. He bought a bunch of tanks, sped up the production, and then just stormed out and attacked me and knocked me back on my feet. And that was it. That was the end of the game. Couldn't fight against it. And I've played against players who've done that. You think you have them on the ropes, and all of a sudden, boom, they come out with a whole bunch of units. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the game. If you're willing to spend $50 on this particular game, then go right ahead. Do it. More power to you. I am not. I have joined the Security Council. I think that was like a $10 or $20 subscription to start with. But that basically gives you the ability to set waypoints and schedule things out in advance, which is great. So yeah, on that note, I don't want to discount these new players who this may be their first game. This may be their one of their first 5 games, and they may be, even when. I may be able to storm all of Louisiana and have him on the ropes, and then he may just come storming back and fight me down, which is one of the reasons why the initial strategy that you work with usually should be Let me see if I can hide my toolbars to make it easy for me to see. Should be to just go in, storm, and take as many of their cities as you can. Because if you can take their cities, then they can't build anything. So there's two different strategies. You can go in and take out as many provinces as you can, which cuts down their manpower because that's where they get most of their manpower. Cuts down their cash. The provinces make 18 people and 121 cash versus the city, which makes also 10 times that, 181 and 1200. But if you take there's more provinces obviously than cities, and you can take out a significant chunk of their economic production by taking out a whole bunch of provinces. And the provinces are usually completely undefended. So you can just storm over them real fast and then you're done. Um, except if they have resources, they can still build in the cities. So the strategy that I've now transitioned to is instead of going and taking all the regions, I'll go in and pop a couple of cities real fast, especially strategic ones like this one, Lafayette, Baton Rouge. That's where they make supplies and components. New Orleans is electronics. That's important for later in the game. Not so important right now because right now they're building units, troops, and armor and infantry. And armor and infantry rely on supplies and components. But anything that's already in the build queue is going to get built. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and take Louisiana now. Split this out. Give me 1 and attack. Go right down here and take Lafayette. Sorry, Louisiana. Declaring war. Right now, declaring war against Louisiana. There it goes. Now, and I can fan these guys out. I'll split to one going into just the terrain is just a pain in the butt. Because this whole east side of Louisiana, if anybody's ever been to the east side of Louisiana, you know the whole place is a swamp. There, it is a beautiful swamp, but there's swampland all the way through, and it is a gorgeous, gorgeous place to be. I'll go ahead and take Alexandria with that unit, and then I have one more, and I will have him wait until that armor gets there, and then they will march into Baton Rouge. I will take this jet and patrol it over the Red Stick City. And then I've got some, oh, here's a nice guy. Just sitting there chilling. Where you doing, buddy? What you doing, buddy? Waiting, chilling? Cool. You will go to, who's my go-to man? Go to there. Then move to, just run down the coast. All the way. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Then give me a waypoint to here, and a waypoint to here, then a waypoint to here, and then a waypoint back to New Orleans. Because, you know, after going all that way, they should have a nice little time to themselves, get a chance to relax in the Crescent City. Because the Crescent City is beautiful this time of year. What time of year is it? Yeah. Well, this time of year in real life, it's like May. So I assume it's probably May there too. Let's call it that. All right. I'm being silly. Okay. Do I have it? I have one going to Alexandria, one going to Shreveport. Oops. I just disconnected the move queue. Come on. Move to. I have nobody going to Baton Rouge yet. I got one person going to. Okay. So then I will simply have them go here. And then, where is he? You. And then waypoint your way up to here. And then work your way back across. So this is the flash attack strategy that I like to do in the early game, where you just go out and jump on the cities as fast as you can, Later in the game, you simply can't do this because you've got to fight your way through all of their land. I can't exactly ignore, I mean, if we've got to go and take on a place like Washington State, I can't just go and send units um, straight into uh, their capital, Seattle. I've got to work my way through, uh, likely Nevada and all the other places that they've conquered along the way. So you tend to have multiple stacks at that point. You need to have multiple stacks at that point, so you can um, have one going into the city and dropping off an infantry in the city. Um, you drop an infantry in the city and hold the city, and then move forward. Continue to go. So you have 5 units of artillery, a tank, a commander, a recon vessel, and an infantry vessel, so that or an infantry unit, so you can take all the land you go through, and then followed behind with more infantry, so that every time you attack a city, or every time you come to a city and clean that city out, you can just drop off infantry and move on to the next one. So my build queue has a bunch of infantry coming online. After that, I've got a bunch of armor coming online. And then we'll be able to take that armor and the new infantry and then move in the next direction. And I think what we're going to do is just kind of sweep up along the river, go into Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, just push all the way up as far as we can. Montana has jumped out and taken a big swipe at Wyoming. Interesting there. That's a lot of land, but that's all it is. It's just a lot of land. It's not a whole bunch of provinces. They have taken Cheyenne. They have not taken the mountainy ones. So that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on as well. Interesting. Very interesting to see how this all shapes up. Who is Montana? Another relatively new player. Yeah, may even be his first game as well. Okay, so we've got significant consolidation going on in the map. Put on the political view. And okay, so these central, I guess, Midwest and Appalachian states are still, they still exist. They have not been consolidated out. These guys haven't moved at all. Maybe that's what I need to do. Just move southeast and sweep up the coast. Hold my line here at Kansas and move north from there. Hold my border at the New Mexico line, and then time will tell. I'm not sure what the strategy is going to be on this yet. Maybe I'll just let these guys duke it out on the West Coast for second place. Check our standings real quick. I am Texas. I have 97 victory points. Still first place. 97 victory points with Texas. Very cool. Of course, we're not quite at the end of the first day yet. We are 8 hours away from the end of the first day. So yeah, these standings wouldn't have changed at all. Okay, fantastic. All right, turn this off, get our settings back to normal. That is going to conclude this particular broadcast. We'll be back in another 12 hours or so, and see what the progress is. We've launched the attack in Louisiana. Kansas hopefully is stopped right there. They won't go any further. And then we should have Oklahoma, Arkansas, and New Mexico cleaned up and finished by then. And Louisiana will be in progress, and we will find out when we come back where we go next with our infantry and additional armor. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, this has been episode 2 of the Old Humble Distilling Company Game Time with Conflict of Nations. Cheers. We'll see you next time.